Hello, family. Welcome back to Muse and Be Well. I am Taylor Chanel,
And I am Misha Battiste.
and this is your space for heart centered reflection, real life commentary, and practical tools to help you show up for yourself.
Yes, and today we are talking about the cultural moment that's happening right now. And I feel like y'all are probably like, what cultural moment? There's so many things happening. But what I'm talking about is the great lock-in. You've probably seen this up and down your timelines. Maybe you and your friends are discussing it. But it's essentially, we're kicking off Q4, and this is that stretch between now, the fall months, into the end of the year where we're trying to make sure that we reach all of our goals and accomplish all the things that we want to do in this year. So yeah, it's about deciding the energy that you're going to be using and knowing that you still have time to focus, finish, and reset for this year.
And for us, it's not about the hustle culture or grinding ourselves to burnout because who wants to do that anymore? I know not I.
It doesn't work.
It does not work. Okay, I'm still recovering from being burnt out from a whole year, almost a whole year later. Okay, but anyway, it's about being intentional.
Yes.
What does it look like to end the year aligned, grounded, and clear on what matters the most?
Yes, we're basically going to be talking about how to lock in the Muse and Be Well way. Not where you're feeling pressure, not where you're holding yourself for content, but doing it within your own power, your own clarity, and getting it done.
Period. Point into the blank.
But before we get into all the things in this episode, I want to encourage everyone to rate, review, subscribe, and of course, share this with someone who you might find will appreciate this episode. We're so grateful for the support that we already have, and we're just hoping that we keep growing and building with you guys.
Amen.
Yes. So, sis, how's the self care been in these past 2 weeks since I've last seen you? Has your leader within been advising you well?
Yeah, she's been telling me to lay my ass down. No, just kidding. No, I'm not. Um, no, I've been.
You're not lying down?
No, I'm not kidding. She has been telling me to lay down, get some rest, which I've been doing. I've tried to get back into the flow of reading again. I can't remember which book I'm on. I think I'm like 36 or 37, one of those.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to do that, but outside of those things, being consistent with Bible study, yes, because I need the Lord
Is it
and
like
Jesus
peer
Christ in my life.
yeah, is it peer Bible study or like what
Mhm.
does Bible yeah. Is it like give us the details on your Bible study real quick.
So my bestie, Bricks,
Hey Bricks, friend of the
hey girl.
pod.
So her and I both have the goal to read the Bible this year. So we had a late start, so we've been catching up and we're like almost done catching up to the actual week in the year. But for the past, I would want to say month, we've been going steady with reading. So the Bible study book that we have, it gives you like days. So day 1 through 6, and there's certain scriptures that are aligned with the day. So,
Mhm.
anyways, so we'll be doing like 2 days in the morning to ourselves, and then we'll do 2 days together at night. And so that's how we're catching up.
Okay,
Um,
accountability.
yeah, that's how we're catching up, even through our crazy busy schedules. But now we had to have a pause because both of us were traveling. But now tonight we should be back to our regularly scheduled programming. But
Well,
I can
praise
feel,
God.
I know, right? I can feel when I'm not like in the word. So I crave those moments to be like, okay, I gotta get back into the word now.
Yeah, it's so I don't know if anyone else listening might relate to this, but like there's nothing like turning on an encouraging gospel song when you are stressed, overwhelmed, self-doubt, like when you're just in your worst moment. There's nothing like going to God, listening to some gospel music to like refill your cup. So
Hmm.
I'm definitely trying to figure out a more consistent process of connecting to God because it just does the body good. It just really does my spirit well. So
It really does.
shout out to you and Bricks.
Yes. Okay. How about you? What is self care looking like for you?
Yeah, so I was in DC last week celebrating CBC, the Congressional Black Caucus, and reuniting with old colleagues and all my friends. So I knew I was going to be like out every night, and I'm a homebody. Like, I'm mostly on the couch, on the patio, in my bed. Like, that's where I'm at. So I really had to like prepare myself to be
Listen,
outside.
CBC, CBC.
All day, all night. What is that Lady Gaga like bus club? It's
Another bus, another
another
club.
so much fun. Like I was telling myself, like Misha, you're literally going to be back in your house when you get back to Texas, so live it up. And I did it, and I think that was self care, honestly.
That's
Me just being
good.
outside. I flirted a little bit, like I just tried to have a good time, but also network. I was very
Yeah.
disciplined in my networking and making good connections, but also in between that, I definitely made sure to take my naps. I did a lot of reading. Also, I don't really walk anymore because I live in a suburban area and like it's not like I can walk down the street to the store or anything. So while
Mhm.
I was in DC, I made sure to take a lot of opportunities to take long walks and explore, hop into different stores. So that did my body. I love walking around DC, honestly.
Damn, and
So
you went to Union Market.
went to Union Market. I used to
Union
live
Market
in
is
that
that
area.
girl, okay?
Yeah, I used to live in the Union Market area. So I went to Politics and Prose, which is my favorite bookstore there, and just checked out all of the different. I love it. I had like a little inkling, like, should I move back? Not right now. Yeah, I'm gonna stay in Texas. I'm a Texan. I'm gonna stay a Texan for a couple of more years, probably. But that's a long rambled answer of like, I was good to myself. I was kind and productive this week.
That's good. I love me some DC. DC is my second home.
I know.
But which CBC parties did you go to?
Oh, okay. So I went to these receptions, which are parties. The Pennsylvania reception. I went to the CBC alumni event, which had Manny Fresh and BG perform. There is an after party for Alabama Power.
Mm,
Called the Evolution Party, which is like at an arcade, and we got to like drive the
F1?
arcade. Yeah, F1, yeah. But we got to like drive the
Yeah.
cars for free, so that was fun. I went to the Florida party. Thursday Network had a party. The Urban League, that's what I meant, has a party. Planned Parenthood reception, which I talk about in my Muse moment. I had some fun. I had some fun. I feel like I'm
Mm.
missing things, but those were the standout.
It sounds like you had a time. I
I
remember my
did, Tay
CBC.
Tay. And we got some shout outs. I got some Muse and Be Well shout outs while I was in DC. People congratulating us and they
Yay!
said the production value was nice. And I'm like, that's all shout out to Taelor. So yeah. Thank you guys. I love you. I love my DC people.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's set some intentions.
Yes, ma'am.
My intention for this episode is to inspire others to believe in themselves and hopefully give them the tools to do so.
My intentions are for people to figure out or at least explore ways to lock in that doesn't lead them to a place where they're losing themselves, where they feel lost in the sauce, where maybe they become resentful of themselves because they're not doing it the right way or they're not as productive as they might want to be. I want them to literally lock in, but with kindness, compassion, and like clarity on why they're
Mhm.
even locking in to begin with.
I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But first, um, I'm going to do my Muse moment. So, as I mentioned, I went to a Planned Parenthood reception Saturday while I was in DC for CBC, and they gave out awards to a couple of young people of color who were speaking out on behalf of reproductive rights. They had some beautiful women who were speaking out on social media. There is also Congressman Maxwell Frost, who's the youngest congressman, represents Florida. I think he's like 28 or something. I don't know how old he is, but he's in his 20s, or at least he was in his 20s when he got elected. He is the co-chair for the Reproductive Health Caucus on the Hill. So he got an award for basically being an advocate, a young advocate for reproductive health. And I'm like, a Black man supporting reproductive health loudly, proudly on the Hill?
We love to hear that.
We love to hear that. And part of the reason why he does that is because his mom, his biological mom, put him up for adoption because
Mm,
she was already a mother of 5 and the family just couldn't afford another baby. And so when
mm,
he reconnected with his biological family, he asked her about, like, what made you make this decision the way you did? And she's like, it's not about why I made the decision, but it's because I had the right to make the decision. Like, the decision was mine. And that's kind of why he is pro-choice. So that's my
yeah.
muse moment of how we can use our own stories, whether they're traumatic or whatever it may be, but to still empower other people and to support the current world that we live in, honestly. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Shout out to Congressman Maxwell Frost for supporting the
Woo-hoo.
girlies.
Come on now.
Come on now.
All right. Let's switch over to money, 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 money.
Money.
Money. All right, jumping into our next segment is recycling the dollar. If this is your first time tuning in, here's a fun fact for you. But if you are returning, well, you get to listen to it again. The black buying power in 2025 is nearly $2 trillion, but the black dollar only circulates in our community for about 6 hours. In other communities, that same dollar lasts for weeks. So in the Jewish community, about 20 days. In the Asian community, about 30 days. And in the white community, research says unlimited for reasons we already know why.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why we have Recycle the Dollar, where we highlight Black owned businesses because every dollar we keep in our community is a step toward building lasting wealth. Amen.
Amen.
So today we are spotlighting Be Rooted, which is a Black owned stationery brand founded by Jasmine Foster. She noted after working in retail for a decade, she realized something was missing.
What was
You,
that? Oh, me?
you,
Me?
you, you.
Everyone's missing me. Continue.
Yes. So in 2020, she founded Be Rooted, a space where women of color could see themselves where they hadn't before by weaving culture and representation into every design and message. The products she creates inspire customers to explore their inner muse. Ooh, I love that. And celebrate self. She has journals, planners, dated and undated, puzzles, cards, pins, and more. I actually have right here. Funny enough, found this last night as I was cleaning. This is one of her older journals. You could tell because of the logo in the back is different. But yeah, and funny enough, I found some like content marketing strategy notes in here. Very funny. Anyway,
You can use these journals to strategize. You can use this journal as a way to lock in.
yes,
It's all connected. All
it's all
connected.
connected. Um, But anywho, you can find Be Rooted online at berootedco.com, on Instagram at berootedco, potentially at a nearby bookstore, depending on where you're located. So go to their website and check out their store locator. She's also in HBCU bookstores too. So check that out. And she's also in Target. I know we are boycotting Target right now, but
Not me being like, police, Target.
I know. I was trying to figure out if I was going to say that or not, but like the girl's got to get her coin too. So anyway, so that is Be Rooted,
That is
our
shout out to Be
recycle the dollar
Rooted.
segment.
Also, I feel like we should add some like booze whenever you read the Black Dollars portion. We should like add like boo, and then whenever we like mention the like the business that we're celebrating, you'd be like, yay!
Oh my god,
What do y'all think? Let us
it's
know.
a snort. Oh my god. Okay. Moving along. Let's take a moment to ground together. Kumbaya, y'all. So,
Okay.
you already know the deal if you have tuned in before. Grab your essential oils. I got my handy and on deck. And what we're going to do, if you need to, pause the episode so you can get your essential oils. We're going to drop some in our palms, rub them together, and we're going to make a tent with our fingers over our nose. And we're going to take a deep inhale and exhale slowly. I need another one. So inhale and exhale slowly. All right, wherever you are, get comfortable. Place your feet flat on the ground if you can, or simply let your body feel supported by whatever is holding you. Rest your hands gently in your lap. If it feels safe, close your eyes or soften your gaze. If you're driving, please keep your eyes open, but feel free to still join us. We're going to practice a breathwork technique called box breathing. Think of the four sides of a box, each side equal, steady, and connected. Just like that, this breath brings balance, focus, and calm. Here's how it works. We'll inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and hold again for a count of 4. You can picture a box as you're working through this breath work, and I'll guide you through a few rounds. So let's begin. Inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale slowly through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if this feels uncomfortable, feel free to pivot to taking long, deep inhales and exhales. Again, inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Now release your breath. Let it return to its natural rhythm. And just notice, maybe your body feels a little lighter, your mind feels a little steadier. This breath work is a little bit difficult, but over time with practice, it'll become easier. But as you breathe normally, silently affirm to yourself, I am steady, I am focused, and I am clear. And carry this grounding energy with you as we move into today's conversation. All right, now let's jump into the meat and potatoes.
I'm so ready to lock in. Thank you for that breathwork moment. So ready to rock in. I'm sorry, I was like
Mhm.
rubbing myself. I was rubbing essential oil on me.
No, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love my. It just brings so much relaxation to me. Anyway,
Yes.
okay. So the meat and potatoes of it all. As mentioned earlier, we were talking about the great lock in. I wish I had a lock. Anyways, this trend, you probably seen this trend floating around your timelines. It's that energy of deciding the year is not over yet, and I still have time to focus, finish, or reset and do what I gotta do. Okay.
Yes, 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 yes. This is not about, I'm going to say it again. This is not about hustle culture. This is not about rise and grind. This is about locking in a way that is sustainable and that supports your goals, your mission, your purpose, all those things from a place of alignment. And say it with me, Taylor. Intention. You can say it with me. It's
Intentions.
okay. It's
Sorry.
okay.
Go ahead. You do it. You do it. You do it. You do it.
Intention.
So I love a clarifying moment. So let's define it. According to Fast Company and Fortune, the Great Lock In is a recent viral social media trend originating on TikTok from creator at Shameat27. That is SHMAMEAT 27. Sorry, y'all. That challenges individuals to focus on self improvement and achieve personal goals from September through December. It's a time to move past the sun and the fun of the summer, or being outside, as us millennials like to say, and into a focused period, whether it's in your career, finances, or something to do with your personal brand. building on the Gen Z slang term lock in. But was it really Gen Zs who originated this slang term? I feel like it was millennials, but
I'm sure a millennial created lock in and they
you know,
took it from us as, one does.
as the younger generation tends to do. But that's okay.
That's okay.
Anywho.
We're still here.
Anywho, so the slang term locked in to describe deep focus. It encourages participants to adopt structured routines and disciplined habits to make progress before the new year rather than deferring them until January. We not doing that over here. The trend gained traction as a response to a desire for self optimization, discipline, and a contrast to the less structured summer indulgence period. There are a plethora of articles on this if you want to do a deeper dive. Forbes has an article, the New York Times, as mentioned earlier, Fast Company and Fortune. So take a look at that. So essentially, the great lock in is really about focus. It's the choice to double down on what matters the most right now. And locking in doesn't have to mean doing more, it can actually mean doing less, but doing it with what? What's our favorite word? Intentionality.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, Taylor, what do you feel like locking in actually looks like for you? We talked about the definitions, we talked about not hustling and grinding. What does it look like for you right now in this season?
Right now in this season, it looks like me reworking my routine because I have some changes that have transpired in my life. And so I need to rework my routine so I can get into a more seamless flow. Focusing on health, having clarity on how I want to show up in my businesses, and building out seamless and efficient systems within that. As y'all have heard from previous episodes, I have big dreams and ambitions. So there's a lot that I want to accomplish. So it's getting clear on what that is and setting myself up for success with that. Being in my creative bag. I was just in my creative bag on Monday and I was so excited
What did
and
you
proud of
do?
myself. I basically captured content, video content for my homeboy's brand, Casual, as I've mentioned before.
As we've mentioned, shout out to Casual.
Yes, I was so proud of myself because I built out a deck so that we're all aligned on what everybody needs to do. And then I built myself out a video shot list so that while I'm on set, I know the things I need to capture and do the things. So it was great. And I loved
I
myself
love
for it.
it. That's so fun.
Yes. And I love him because he gave us all creative control. He's like, this is your lane. This is your expertise. Do what you got
Do
to do.
you?
Don't ask
Yep.
me. And I'm like,
Yep.
say less. Um, so anywho, more of my long list of things is getting out of my comfort zone and making this new space my own. As you can see, like I'm in a new space.
She's in a new
So
background.
yeah. There's still some more decode that I have to do. And then also accomplishing more goals on my 2025 vision bingo card. So if you can see in the back, I have my vision bingo right here. So I
Mm-hmm.
gotta check off more of these.
Okay, Taylor, I'm going to put my coaching hat on real quick. This list is too long for 4 months.
3 months.
Exactly.
I feel like it's a holistic thing though. No?
So this is what I would encourage you to do is to put, so I'm looking at the list right now, yeah, and I scroll down, I'm like, whoa. So she has 7 things on the list and they are holistic. I would put them into three, like create 3 categories and put those those 7 of those things into each of the categories and
Okay.
then kind of figure it out from there. Like figure out like 3 goals that you have for those buckets. Just
I
to,
think that's fair.
that's the way you can make it a bit more systematic versus like, then I gotta go do this, then I gotta do that, and then am I doing this? Because like to your point, being in your creative bag and getting out of your comfort zone do go together. So then
Mhm.
it's just like naming what that looks like together, right? Like, does it mean taking more opportunities to do what you did with casual? Does it mean more social media? You know, put them into 3 and then goal it out from there. How does that feel?
I feel like that sounds fair.
Yeah. Did you feel overwhelmed before you gave the list, or like when you were reading out the list, did you feel overwhelmed? Or yeah.
Um, maybe.
You didn't. It's okay. You don't have to. What did you feel?
Um, uh, I don't know. I mean, I guess I felt like I'm just ready to accomplish the thing.
Yeah. It was like
Because
a
for
brain
me,
dump.
it's like it's things that I've already been working on.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm starting these things right now.
Yeah.
No, they're already in a flow,
They are.
you know?
Yeah.
And so it's just a lot of these things, it's just maintaining.
Yeah.
And some of it is newness a
Yeah.
bit.
So
Some
what
of
is the
it
newness? I wonder. I'm beginning permission to get in your business. What are the new?
permission to get in my business granted. Um, it's making this new space my own.
Yeah.
So that's a new thing.
I'm gonna highlight it
Um,
on our script, guys, for her.
reworking my routine, I would say is not something that's new. It's something that I just need to adjust because I already had a routine for myself, but it's adjusting it. I have been focusing on my health, so that's a thing. That's old. I think having clarity on how I want to show up, that's somewhat kind of a new thing
Yeah.
ish. I've still been working on it, but like,
I, I
mm,
I get what you mean though, because since you're in a new space right now, you get to kind of reset that. You get to reset the clarity
mhm,
and how you want to show up in your business because you have a new space to figure
mhm.
that out. So
So,
now we have. Oh wait, are you done? Or no? My bad. Okay. So now we got three things: reworking my routine, having clarity on how I want to show up in my business, and building out seamless systems, and then making this new space my own. That sounds that sounds manageable to me. Now, mind y'all, I have like four things on my list. So I'm like, it needs to be cut down to three, and I'm like four. So the things, what it looks like for me is they're very much so similar to Taylor. So routine, I have been avoiding having a consistent routine. I've been more so, let's say, I've been more so experimenting with different
mhm,
routines, but I think I have an idea of, and this goes to my second one, like what like a routine that maximizes my well-being. I think I have figured that out and I just need to implement it and like make it consistent. So the second one is locking in on the flow that maximizes my well-being. So I'll put those two together. The second piece is creating systems because I do have three jobs now, this wonderful blessing of a podcast, my own coaching business, and then I work with who I call the girlies, Kinship Methods. And I just got to keep organizing myself a little bit better, keep putting structure on my calendar so I just know what I'm doing and making sure that things aren't falling short. And I just want to plan out my life a little bit more. So that's another way of locking in, and like creating systems to function for that, including like process flows for my own business. Like I think I need to rework
mhm.
my business workflows. So I'm going to be looking at that.
Let me know if you want to do a sounding board session on that.
Ooh, we should do that. That sounds actually very fun. And then the last one is setting my business and myself up for success in 2026. So I'm doing two. I like to do this thing called retreats, where I like spend time like talking through what my goals are for a thing, what that looks like, and what the timeline is for that. So me and Taylor have a retreat coming up later this month, and then me and my team will become your own muse. We're also going to do a retreat. I think it's actually next week, and I just want to figure out what I want 2026 to look like. So I'm not walking into to January like, what am I doing? What am I here for? And all that to say, though, that's what locking in at this time looks like for me, is just literally just figuring the systems out so that I'm successful in 2026. That's what I'm looking at now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Who texting us?
Oh, you can hear it?
Yeah.
Let me put it on Do Not Disturb. Sorry, y'all. It's my girl chat. It's my group chat. The girlies. Let me do that.
They blowing it up.
They are blowing it. It's
The
like
chat is
13
lit.
messages.
The
So
chat lit.
funny. Do not disturb. Okay. So I love that we kind of have similar ways of how we want to lock in, but also different ways. We think about it in different ways. I guess like my other question is like, what is the goal for you? Like, why are you locking in for these for Q4?
Hmm. So I think this is the perfect segue to get into that.
Yes, it is. Let's do that.
So a little background. Earlier this year, as I said, vision bingo card, I set 25 goals for myself. And now that we're officially in Q4, I think some anxiety has like started to present itself
Mm,
because my brain is like, we still have some things to do and we have 3 months left. Can it get done? I don't know.
yeah,
But in those moments, I take the time to reframe and ask myself like what is possible in this season,
yes,
not what can I do to squeeze it in or overwork myself, but what can I commit myself to that feels meaningful and realistic
yeah,
with the things that I have left on my list, right? There are a few things that again I'm still currently like actively working on, i.e., reading the Bible. So that should be done by the end of the year. And there's like a couple other stuff, but I've checked off maybe a cool little amount.
Well, I
So
mean, Taylor, you've had a great year. You've had a productive year. Let's just say that. Like, there's
it's
more to do, of course, but
it's
like
been a
maybe
year.
that's something that should be added to like when you're planning out your lock in is like doing a quick reflection on like
Yeah,
what you've already accomplished in 2025 and what's left, right? Like as you
yeah,
mentioned with your bingo card, like what is left over, but also like celebrating. It's been a long 10 months. It's been a long 10 months. So I think we,
girl.
yeah.
Girl, no, but it's funny because Bricks hit up the group chat and was like, "How's our vision boards looking for Q4?" And I was like, "It's looking like I got some work to do." But I actually want to hit him up and be like, "All right, so guys, are y'all available on Friday? Because I plan to designate some time, maybe like an hour or two, to figure out what else I need to do or reset or whatever."
Yeah.
So I'm actually
I'll
hit up the group
join
chat
if
after
I
this.
want to be invited.
Okay, you can be invited. You can be invited, girl.
I'm
I'll add
ready.
you. But yeah, I think to answer your question, okay, give me your question again.
Um, my question was the why for your goals.
Mm.
What are the why for your goals? Or what is your why for locking in is actually what it is.
Okay.
Your why for locking in.
I think my why for locking in is is to show and prove to myself that I can stay committed to me. I think for a very long time, again, my people pleaser tendencies, I'm becoming retired from that, actively working on it.
Wow.
But I would tend to um put other people before me, and I want to prove to myself this year that I can focus on me and prioritize me and not feel guilt behind that.
Yeah.
So that's the why for me. And it's really just like proving to myself, I know I can do it. I can do the work. Like my work experience and my work ethic have proven that. So that's not up for debate for me. But like I just want to know that I can do this for myself, and me being able to do that is going to give me, I feel like it's going to unlock like something else
Yeah.
inside of me.
Confidence. Like another level of
Yeah,
confidence.
another layer of it, of just, just so
Yeah.
that I can, and it's not like I'm not stepping into
Mm-hmm.
rooms now, not knowing what I'm doing. I do. I think there's a little bit of nerves behind it, but I think I want to show up and step into the room to be like, there's like this aura,
Mm-hmm. I'm feeling the
you
aura
know?
already. Do y'all not see this aura? Y'all don't feel the energy? Is it just me? Okay. Uh,
Yeah,
but
but
it'll grow. Deeper aura.
yeah, just a deeper aura of just like, how like you can just,
It's what
it's a
I'm hearing.
flow.
A
Like,
flow. I'm hearing like you doing what you need to do for Q4 will build a new layer of like self trust for
Mhm.
yourself to know that you can do more. Like, the more when you do what you say you're going to do right here, then you know, like, the next level that you can do that piece and you can,
Mhm.
I think that's so real, actually. Like, us, like, really sticking by these goals and making sure that they are complete by the end of the year or have progress to completion will build self trust in us, which is a
Absolutely.
gorgeous thing.
What's
And
your why?
what's my why? My why is, honestly, I don't know if I just said this or not, but I want to finish this year strong. This is the year where I executed on a lot of things that I've wanted to do for the last, like, for 2 years before this. Like, the
Mhm.
things that I wanted to do 2 years previously, I have done this year. And I don't want to let this year kind of like taper out. I still have clarity on
Mhm.
what else needs to be done this year. And I want to make sure that I set myself up to do it. So that's why, like, having the system where it's rinse and repeat and it's like a muscle that grows, like, that's why it's important for me to figure that out right now,
Mhm.
because in 2026 I just want to be flying and like adding more to my plate and doing this and giving, I want to be rolling. So finishing strong, figuring out my system, figuring all of it out so I can thrive next year is the why.
I love that. You're gonna do it.
I want to do it. I do believe it. I do believe
You're
you
gonna do
gotta
it.
believe in yourself. Yeah, and I want to talk about a little bit more, though, how to not have shame, or burnout or comparison through this process of locking in. Because, I mean, I don't know if, like, if our listeners are on Threads, but my Threads timeline is like consistently like, I just got this new deal, I just did this, I just did that, all these great. And you can look at that and feel like, oh dang, I ain't nowhere near close, and like, why am I not doing enough? And they've locked in so well, and look what it's gotten them for locking in. Like, it's just that
Mhm.
comparison, and that's when you start to feel stressed, you start to feel angry at yourself, you start to
Mhm.
doubt yourself, like. And I just, like, want to make sure that we name that that's something that can arise, and like how we can avoid it. How does that
Yeah.
hit for you?
I think a lesson that I've learned a very long time ago is to stay in my lane.
Hmm.
And not look to the left of me, the right of me, in front of me, the back of me, diagonally, crisscross, whatever direction. I know that whatever is meant for me is going to be for me and will come to me when it's supposed to come to me. Um, and so I can I'm happy to say that like I can celebrate other people's wins and not feel the type of way about it, you know?
Hmm.
Because like I know my time is coming and right now like it may be their time, right? But then it also gives me like motivation. Like when I see my friends win or other people win, I'm like, "Oh crap, like hell yeah,
Let's go
you do
get
your
it.
thing. Come on." But then it's also like, "All right, let me beef it up a little
Let me
bit,
beef
you
it up.
know? Let
Yep.
me beef it up." So, so yeah, I
So
like
it's mindset.
yeah, it's really for me it's my mindset cuz at the end of the day like we each have our own unique path and no one's is going to look the same. And once you learn that lesson, then life will get so much easier.
Yeah. And even, like, there's going to be moments where you might get frustrated on yourself, where you might feel like you didn't do enough, or you said you were going to do something, you didn't do it. And so you might start feeling shame and all of that. But that's where you have to come back to mindset of trusting yourself, of like, okay, I made this mistake, I didn't do this. What's next, right? Like, what do I learn from this? What kept me in the way of not accomplishing what I was supposed to accomplish? And then move forward, right? Like, I'm always gonna be okay with y'all having a little moment of like annoyance with yourselves, because I think it's healthy. I think it's very healthy to process, I didn't hit it the way I wanted to hit it, or I didn't do it. But you just gotta, okay, you lick your wounds and then talk back to yourself. Like you said, I have an individual mission that I'm supposed to accomplish in this lifetime. What's for me is always gonna find me. Maybe this wasn't my time, and then move forward.
Yes.
Additionally, I think in this season, like when it comes to the great lock in, the more you have a plan of action, the more you know what the checklist is and what you got to hit, when you have moments when you're looking at someone else, and like what they're doing, and you might get a little lost in that, you can always remember like, oh, but you got this checklist that you gotta finish off. Focus on the checklist, focus on the plan,
Mhm.
and stay there.
Mhm. And also
Mm.
in those moments too, whatever affirmations that you need to tell yourself, find them and tell them to
Yes.
yourself in those
Yes.
moments to lift up your spirits because that helps me a lot of the time. If I'm having days where I'm just not really feeling it and it's like, dang, I really don't feel like getting up. But then I'm like, all right, let's get a pep talk going on, Taylor. You got this. Just get up. Just move the covers.
Let's get
Move
up.
the covers off of you. Just move it. That's the first step. All right,
Yep.
put your feet on the floor. All right, okay, cool. Now get up. And then after that, you usually just like go. But
Mm-hmm.
if you still have to tell yourself to do those things, it's okay to tell yourself to do those things, right? It's
Hmm.
really probably only like you in your head. So only you really know that.
You do have to be like, I'm actually getting more comfortable with having a more disciplined voice in my head that's not critical and not like mean to me, but just disciplined. Like, no, Misha, go do that. No,
Mhm.
Misha, get up and da da da. And it's still kind and it's still loving. Maybe on the other end of that, I'm like, I'm so proud of you, Misha. Like, you did that, you know? But having that positive relationship with yourself and kind relationship, but also disciplined with yourself, I think will help you lead forward. Also, did you find it interesting that our goals weren't like running a 5K, or I don't know? It was more higher level than just like than the little checklist. I guess it's like an example of like there's different ways of locking in. It can be learning a new skill, like that's what your lock in is. It's taking a new course. It's nurturing your network. Like it can be several ways of locking in, but it's however you define it for yourself. You get to choose that.
Yeah. Um I believe so. I know for me, locking in just looks like various different things on that list, right?
Yes.
Like I still have other goals I want to accomplish. Like if anybody within this network knows how to play the piano or knows where I can get piano lessons, you let me know because that's one of my goals.
Hmm. Very cool. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
yeah. Mm. I'm
So
like, okay,
learning a new skill.
let's get her on the piano, guys. I believe you'll find somebody. Yeah.
So I think what we can take away from this is locking in is about aligning with what matters most in your life right now and choosing to finish the year with intention.
And confidence and hope and belief and self. Yeah, I already said self belief and self trust, all of those things.
That part. And locking in is for everybody. Like it don't matter what stage of your life you are in, whether you are employed, unemployed, whether you are in transition, whether whatever else, it still applies. Really prioritize you. Focus on you. Like make you
Oh,
the priority. Although I just said that twice, but it's okay in a different way.
you just
But
reminded
again,
me.
to reiterate, make yourself the priority.
And make your goals a priority, make your mission, your purpose, like that matters, right? Like that's what you're here to do. This reminds me, if you need a kind of kick in the ass that's outside of this episode, I don't think that we have to worry about being explicit or anything like that. There's a book that I read that Meghan Markle lived by, and then she passed it on to Prince Harry. I found that out in another book I read. But the book is called The Motivation Manifesto. It's really
Mm.
good. I read it right before I was like kicking off this journey with coaching. And it's basically this guide of like, we are not giving enough time to our vision, to our purpose, to our personal work. We are allowing distractions to get in our way. And if we can turn away from those distractions and just lock in on those
Mhm.
goals, giving more time for it, that's where your success will come from, basically. And so
Mm.
moving from a place of like being a staffer and not really investing in myself, like my goals, my vision, my hobbies, reading this book really helped me shift to being like, yeah, no, let me not spend as much time watching TV, but like, let me start writing my workbook. Let me start figuring out my framework. Let me let me for myself, right? So I
Mhm.
just want to shout out Motivation Manifesto. It's a great book to read.
I love that. I think you saying that also triggered something else in my brain of kind of taking it back to your why. Just always remembering what your why is and allow that to carry you when your motivation fades.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's it roots your goals in meaning and not pressure.
Yeah.
So whenever you're having those days, just always go back to your why so that it can give you that boost of energy that you need when the motivation isn't there.
You ate that. You ate that. Very good. A good way to wrap up the meat and potatoes of our conversation.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so Muse and Be Well fam, it is your time for your Be Well prescription provided by myself and Misha. Your bi weekly dose of upliftment here. So these are your reminders to carry the theme throughout your day, your week, the month, whatever else. So here are some affirmations for you. Are you ready?
I am.
I'm
Let's
ready.
do it.
I have everything I need within me to finish this year as intended. Locking in means honoring my energy and choosing what matters. I release pressure and embrace intention.
Those are good. The first one is like my favorite. I have everything I need within. Everything I need is within. So I'm gonna give you guys 3 reflection questions, starting with number 1. What are 2 to 3 things that you want to lock in on before this year ends? Why does this goal matter to me beyond checking off a box? And what support, rest, or boundaries do I need to follow through? Those are some good questions.
Mhm.
I feel like it'll give the girlies some clarity here. So,
That's a
thank you
really good
guys.
question.
Yes, they are. Thank you so much for joining us today. If this episode spoke to you, as again, share with your community and let's keep building. Muse and Be Well. And as you step into your season of locking in, we hope that you do it with compassion, clarity, and care.
Remember, it's not about how much you do, it's about how intentionally you do it. Even the smallest step can shift how you close this year and how you begin the next.
Mm, mm, mm.
And we got more conversations like this coming. So we love to hear how you're locking in this season. DM us, follow us at Muse and Be Well. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. We want to hear from you. Okay?
This has been Muse and Be Well, where we remind you to trust yourself, stay grounded, and be well. Have a great Sunday.
Bye, y'all.